We Canadians love a good concert, whether it's a big festival stage or a packed club. Nothing beats the energy of live music. We sing our hearts out, dance like nobody's watching, and express ourselves in 1,000 different ways. But here's the thing about freedom of expression. It's not just about belting out your favorite tunes. It's about embracing individuality, even if that means rocking a look that's a little outside the box. Imagine this, you're heading to a killer concert, stoked to see your favorite band. You've carefully planned your outfit, ripped jeans, band t-shirt, and to top it off, a spiky dog collar. It's your thing, it's edgy, it's you. You get to the venue, heart pumping with anticipation, and then it happens. A police officer approaches you, eyes fixed on your collar. You're told it's a safety hazard and asked to remove it. Now, you're facing a choice, back down or stand your ground. This scenario might seem far-fetched, but it highlights an important conversation about our rights as Canadians. We often pride ourselves on our politeness, but politeness shouldn't come at the cost of our fundamental freedoms. Knowing your rights, especially in situations that seem subjective or arbitrary, is crucial. Let's be clear, a spiky dog collar might not be everyone's cup of tea. But when it comes to personal style, one person's fashion faux pas is another person's form of self-expression. And in Canada, we have a little something called the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms to protect that. The Charter is like our rule book for freedom, ensuring that our rights are upheld, even when they bump up against other considerations. So back to our concert scenario, the officer might see a safety hazard, but you see an expression of your individuality. This is where understanding your rights becomes essential. Section 2B of the Charter guarantees freedom of expression. This means we have the right to express ourselves through any means we choose, whether it's through clothing, art, music, or even a spiky dog collar. Now, you might be thinking, but what about public safety? Surely there are limits. And you'd be right. The Charter doesn't give us free rein to do whatever we want without any consequences. But here's the catch. Any limitations on our rights have to be demonstrably justified in a free and democratic society. In other words, there needs to be a really good reason backed by law to restrict our freedom of expression. So how does this all play out in a real-life situation? Let's say the officer insists that you remove your spiky dog collar. This is where Section 10 of the Charter comes into play. This section states that everyone has the right to be informed promptly of the reasons for their detention or arrest, and to retain and instruct counsel without delay. In simpler terms, the officer has to tell you exactly what law you're breaking by wearing that collar. And this is where things get interesting. Without a specific law prohibiting spiky dog collars at concerts, and good luck finding one, the officer's argument weakens. Your right to freedom of expression, protected by the Charter, gives you legal ground to stand on. Now, I'm not saying you should start arguing law with a police officer, that's rarely a good idea, but politely and calmly asserting your rights while asking for clarification about which law is being broken can be incredibly powerful. We Canadians have a reputation for being polite, but politeness doesn't mean being a pushover. It's about treating others with respect even when we disagree. Knowing your rights and asserting them respectfully is not about being difficult. It's about engaging in a dialogue about our freedoms. The scenario of the spiky dog collar might seem like a small thing, but it represents a much larger issue. Our rights, as outlined in the Charter, are the bedrock of our democracy. Understanding those rights and feeling empowered to exercise them is crucial, even in seemingly insignificant situations. So, the next time you're heading to a concert, remember this. Your freedom of expression is your right. Rock that outfit, sing your heart out, and never be afraid to politely and respectfully stand up for what you believe in. After all, this is Canada, and we do things a little differently up here.